Hi, Democrats. Today is Friday, March 3rd. It is time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Friday. So it's been kind of a roller coaster week. There's all this national news going on. There's, a little bit of craziness going on in our state, but I want to focus on my grievance. But if you are planning on voting absentee, you have until 6. So you have 1 hour and 43 minutes to get over to your county election board and cast your ballot for recreational marijuana. I hope you joined me yesterday as I had Michelle Tilley, the executive director for Yes on 820, to answer some questions about that. But this week's grievance, I have a big grievance in our state. I live here on purpose. I'm just going to put that out there. I live here on purpose. I was mostly raised and mostly educated here. I have lived other places. None of my siblings live in Oklahoma. I live here on purpose. But right now, I am feeling sorely neglected by the legislature. Sorely neglected by the legislature. So while our governor and lieutenant governor are out there courting national media with their pitiful plea that they want to be like Texas, how about we be the best Oklahoma we can be? I don't want to be like someone else. I don't know what happened to the self-esteem lessons taught to those two men, but Oklahoma does not need to be the next Texas. Oklahoma City does not need to be the next Austin. Oklahoma needs to be the best Oklahoma it can be. So they're out there on this tour because they're trying to bring commerce to Oklahoma. We all want commerce to Oklahoma. And as Senator Julia Kirk said, giving tax incentives are not the only thing that's going to get businesses here. Here's the challenge. Our legislature and our governor and lieutenant governor are doing and our superintendent of public instruction, might as well throw him in there, are doing things to make Oklahoma less attractive, right? So let's say you're a large business and you're looking for somewhere to grow. You're looking for a place that has plenty of space for you to grow. And you come across and you remember that Oklahoma is a state. So you go out and you come and see, what is Oklahoma about? Do I want to move to Oklahoma? Because they're offering me tax credits. But if I have a family, is there going to be money left for education? Are my kids going to be able to be educated? And God forbid one of my kids is part of the LGBT community, because they absolutely are not going to be welcome here. What if I'm an avid reader and then I come here and I find out that this is a place where we ban books as a hobby? What if my spouse is a physician or a teacher? Oklahoma is uninhabitable for physicians and teachers right now. We are losing, particularly OBGYNs and teachers, in droves because we're making it inhospitable for them. We're making it harder for them to make a living. We're making it harder for them to enjoy the profession that they've gone through all the effort of getting. What are they doing? What if you do come from, and see, the governor said that he's hearing reports about all the people who are running here to get away from the liberal states. Let's be truthful. Per the last census, over 50 of our 77 counties lost population. That's not what happens when a bunch of people run here. Over 50 of our counties lost population. They say that most stories are, 90% presentation and 10% fact. Well, our governor, I don't even know if he rests on 10% fact. He takes a little bit of nugget and he spins it to how he wants it. So if you are coming from a liberal haven and you're running here to Oklahoma, you are probably terrified by the time you get here when you realize how many guns are here and what our rules are for that. Every legislative session, we're looking for more ways to get more guns into more hands, lowering the age, minimizing how much background checks need to be done. We're looking for more ways to get more guns in more hands. That's what's happening in our state. We're running teachers out. That's what is happening in our state. We're defunding public education. That's what's happening in our state. We are making it inhospitable if you are a obstetrician gynecologist. That's what's happening in our state. This state is a better place to live if you think, vote, pray, and look like our governor. That's actually the smallest growing population in the United States, according to the census. So if you think, vote, pray, and look like our governor, and you have a small business, and you don't care about social justice, and you don't care about inclusion, perhaps this is the place to bring your business. But if you care about social justice, you care about inclusion, you care about public education, perhaps you might want to rethink your move to Oklahoma. Now, I want more businesses to come here. I don't want to talk down our businesses. I want more businesses to come here. I want Oklahoma to become a hopping metropolis. But if we're being honest, it's not because of tax breaks. And the governor needs to be honest with himself and with us. It's not just about tax breaks. We keep being an also ran. The governor keeps coming out with these big press conferences and ribbon cuttings and announcements that another company is coming here, only for that company to spend some time in Oklahoma and decide that this isn't the place for them. Even Elon Musk, not on my list of favorite people, but he was considering Oklahoma. And he said there weren't enough things to attract people to move here, to make it worth him moving his company here. Now, even a broke clock is right twice a day. And that's a real statement we have to listen to. And then you also have to look at, is there going to be an educated workforce? Are you going to be able to hire people once you move your company here? Our superintendent of public instruction is encouraging people to go to college outside of Oklahoma. We have fine higher ed institutions here in our state. Go you. But our superintendent of public instruction is telling people not to go there for some made up reason. I fear for our state. I fear for our state as long as it's run by people who are more intent on spin, more intent on living in a world that looks just like them than on taking care of the people who are already here. They're off courting all these other businesses. We live here already. Take care of us. Fund public education. Get our legislature to stop focusing on culture wars. That stuff doesn't feed us. Running LGBTQI2S folks out of our state doesn't grow our revenue. It doesn't bring us a new hospital. It doesn't make sure that Oklahomans are more healthy. But those are the things we're focused on. We're focused on drag shows, which is super dangerous, and we got to stop them. But while we're doing that, we need to take a break and make sure that we can have cockfighting. That's what's happening in our state. Reach out to your legislature and ask them to knock it off with the culture wars. Tell them you're concerned about commerce in our state, that you want more job opportunities for our state, for you, for your kids, for your family, more job opportunities. But we're not going to get them as long as we're fighting culture wars, as long as we don't care about social justice, as long as we're intent on running certain people out of our state. And that is what we're doing. As long as we're making it the wild, wild west. This is not a place where serious companies want to come. This is not a place where companies who care about their employees writ large, because most employee bases, if you have more than 20, you have a diverse population. This is not a place for those companies yet. And I say yet because the Oklahoma Democratic Party and elected Oklahoma Democrats are standing in the gap, trying to make sure that Oklahoma keeps some bit of compassion, that we block the goals of defunding public education completely, that we slow down the exodus of physicians. Oklahoma Democrats are here to stop that. So if you live in a district like I do, where you have Democratic representation, call their offices and thank them. Just for no reason, call their offices and thank them. But then focus on what are you going to do to improve our democracy? What are you going to do to improve our state? What are you going to do to make sure that we elect more Democrats who will block some of this hateful, rhetorical legislation that isn't about helping Oklahomans? One thing you can do is make plans to attend your precinct elections on March 16th and your county elections on April 8th. One thing you can do is encourage somebody to run for office or run for office yourself. And then if you encourage someone, support them. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back here Monday at 4:15.